Herons had never actually gone to trial. In pre-trial work, psychiatrists had advised his counsel that although Herons might be able to claim that he was subject to becoming George Merman, Murder Man, and not really responsible for his actions at certain times, no jury would understand or believe that, and if tried, he would undoubtedly be given a death sentence. The evidence against him, consisting of fingerprints, handwriting, and his confession, was overwhelming. The alternative to a trial was to plead guilty, and for the psychiatrists to recommend a prison sentence and treatment. Herons took the bargain, pleaded guilty, and was sentenced to life. After his conviction, his parents divorced, changed their names, and started accusing each other of having been responsible for their son's crimes. As for Herons, since his conviction he had been a model prisoner, the first prisoner in the state to complete his bachelor's degree while incarcerated, and had even gone on to postgraduate work. I was really primed for my interview with this man whose life I had been following since childhood, but the interview didn't go as well as I'd hoped. He did respond to my knowing a lot about him, but he no longer wished to admit to the crimes to which he had once pleaded guilty. He had decided he'd been framed, and so would no longer acknowledge, as he had done in the 1940s after his arrest, that he had killed 2 adult women who surprised him while he was in their homes, or that he had strangled and dismembered a 6-year-old girl. I remembered particularly that he had overpowered Suzanne Degnan in her bed. Only after that did he kill the little girl, roll her in a blanket, take her to a basement for dismembering, and then coolly dispose of the body and return to his dormitory room. Here was a monster, now denying his culpability. Herons did acknowledge having had some sexual problems, and having committed the break-ins that he now deprecated as adolescent pranks. He said he'd never been a danger to society, and that his years as a model prisoner qualified him to spend the remainder of his life out of prison. A disappointment. The larger issue, however, the attempt to learn from carefully conducted interviews with convicted serial killers some information that would be helpful to law enforcement, was now on track, part of an established program within the Bureau and the Department of Justice. In time, I would personally interview more than 100 of the most dangerous violent criminals in the prisons of the United States, and train others to continue this task, and with the information so gained, add significantly to our understanding of many murderous patterns and how to apprehend the people in whose minds those patterns were born. In his youth, Bill Herons had written on a wall in lipstick, "For heaven's sake, catch me before I kill more. I cannot control myself." I would interview serial murderers in an attempt to learn how to do just that.